Thanks for tuning in to the Urban School Podcast. Today I will be discussing Olivia Miles, the point guard from the Notre Dame Fighting Irish women's basketball team. Her unique decision, which shouldn't be unique, but it was a unique decision for her to forego the WNBA draft to enter the transfer portal. Now, this decision is unique because Olivia right now is projected to be the number two pick behind Paige Beckers in the upcoming WNBA draft. But uniquely, she has decided to forego the WNBA draft and use her last year of eligibility also to to play with another team. Now, this decision to enter the portal shouldn't be shocking, but it hasn't been done a lot interestingly, especially when you think about the financial aspects that the game has right now compared to the WNBA. Also, she would be playing, risk losing playing with Hannah Hidalgo, and then her coach Neil Ivory, who's a very good coach. Ivy, that's a very good coach right now. And then they have a 5-star pick, 5-star recruit, and Leah Macy coming up. Um, so she's gonna forego all of that to try to, I'm assuming, to get a championship with a new team. So it's going to be interesting to see where she goes, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. But her decision to stay in college makes more sense financially for her because we know with the NIL deals and things like that, she can make hundreds of thousands of dollars. But if she goes to the WNBA next year, she'll be making probably less than 80,000. So financially, it does make sense, but from a player standpoint, it makes less sense. I wouldn't say it doesn't make sense, but um, she can possibly. It makes a lot of sense too, I think, because she has time to wait for the WNBA to grow, and then maybe the money be better, the game will be better, everything will be better, so she'll have more advantages than she would have this year. Because I believe the WNBA will get better every year and year going forward. So the longer you wait, the better your chances are of reaping more benefits from the league. And she's a very talented, skillful player, a very nice sized player that can see the court very well, is a decent shooter, plays decent defense as well. She's really not known for her defense, and they take her out sometimes in those sequences. But I believe she can be efficient in the league with more coaching, especially in the WNBA, and more resources that they'll have. But but as far as the money goes, she'll make more money and she has a chance to further her education so she can actually have better opportunity for a career after the WNBA and being able to use that degree to do something else or just have a general knowledge and have education. Education is very important, and they don't look at that when you think about the WNBA and NBA and NFL. It's more about what you can do now, but that education piece, no one can take that away from you. Injuries happen, and you can lose everything, but education, you won't be able to lose that. You'll always have that in some respects. But I'm like I said before, I don't know why her decision is not commonplace, especially with the financial benefits over the last couple of years with the induction of the NIL deals and things of those sort compared to the league. Now, for the men's basketball, it wouldn't make sense to forego NBA to stay in college because you do make a lot of money in college as a men basketball player, but you're making way more in the NBA. So most of those players only stay 1 year, opposed to the women's basketball, they stay 4 years for two reasons because mostly because you can't be eligible to go to the WNBA until you turn 22. So that's going to put you around your senior year or first year of grad as a grad student, or the financial benefits as well outweigh um, going to the league. So it makes more sense for Olivia Miles to make this decision. But I'm more shocked about is her entering the transfer portal, as it seemed like she had a good thing going with Notre Dame and her coach, but maybe there are some underlying issues that we don't know about that maybe she wanted to get out of there, and maybe she thinks she can't win a championship with Notre Dame, and maybe she'll seek other places. Now, that's the big question: where is she's going to transfer to? That is the $1 million question that I will be following. But every school in the country and the world could use her skill set and her talent. She'll probably look for a title contender. But will she? She's from New Jersey. Will she go to a local school like the Rutgers, which won't be championship worthy? If she goes there, but will she go to a school like UConn that's right up the road? uh, Gino Auriemma could be using her, especially after Paige Beckers is going to leave this year and go to the draft and more than likely be the consensus number one pick. Um, or will she create a box office decision and go to South Carolina Gamecocks with Don Staley and that crew and cast and the deep roster that they have? She can orchestrate that offense for them. Doesn't necessarily have to be a good defender because they do a lot of help defense stuff. So I believe that'll be a great decision for her. Well, so will she go to UConn or South Carolina, or will she just go rogue and go all the way to California, out to USC with a Juju Watkins, or will she go to UCLA? Maybe Lauren Betts stays another year, so she can play with that cast with Kiki Rice as well as Lauren Betts, or maybe she'll go to a sleeper team that we're not seeing. But nevertheless, I'll keep an eye on it. And as always, until next time, I'll see you next time.